good news. They changed my schedule, so now I'm working Friday nights, which means that this video has to be uploaded on Friday morning, otherwise I'm not going to be able to do it till Saturday. So in order to keep the schedule, I'm going to have to record the videos like Thursday morning, when I get home from work, and then upload it Friday morning before I leave. Or if there's no game on Thursday, I can record it Wednesday night and then edit and upload it on Thursday morning, but then have it unlisted until Friday. Well, hey, so I'm not making any money from this, so I gotta get paid somehow. I got bills. Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle here with another edition of WNBA Weekly. Here's what's happened so far this week. On Monday, we had the Clash of the Titans, the league's last two undefeated teams faced off. We had Lena Deladon and the Sky, Maya Moore, and the Lynx, two MVP candidates, two of the league's top scorers going at it, and they were both held to 14 points, which is season lows for both of them. It's the first time all season that Deladon scored under 20 points. It's the first time Maya scored less than 30. So they both been having good seasons, but this time they're playing defensively. Playing two good defensive teams, they were held down just a little bit. For the Sky, Jessica Breland, she had another double-double. She led the team in 16 points and 15 rebounds, while Whalen, she led the Lynx with 22 points. Minnesota sort of hangs on for a 3-point win, and they are the last undefeated team left in the league at 5-0. But Chicago's still at the top of the Eastern Conference, and it was a really fun game to watch. I'm just going to say that. I hope that this was a finals preview. I would love to see that matchup. I'm tired of seeing the Atlanta get swept every year. It's boring. On Tuesday, Sue Bird, she looked like her old self again. She had 21 points leading the team, and then Crystal Langhorne also had a double-double, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, Pondexter had 12 points and 6 assists. Tina Charles had another double-double. Duh. And I keep putting these names wrong. It says the Lynx have another one, but no, it's the Liberty. They both start with L. Then on Wednesday, Courtney Paris had a double-double. Odyssey Sims started in place of Raquan Williams, and she and Skylar Diggins combined for 33 points and 13 of the team's 18 total assists. But it just wasn't enough. D-Rob, she only scored 4 points in the game, but she led the team with 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals. And then Kayla McBride, she had a career night, scoring 30 points, including a game-winning 3-point shot with 14 seconds left. Then on Thursday, Shanae, she had a big double-double, 18 points, 15 rebounds. But the Fever, they had 4 of their starting players scoring double digits, led by Breland January with 20 points, and another double-double from Larkins as the Fever grabbed just their second win of the season. So, after all that action, here are the standings. So here are all the games being played this weekend. As always, you can check your local listings, or you can catch every single game on WNBA Live Access. On Friday, you've got New York at Washington. Tina Charles and the Liberty going to Washington to take on the struggling Mystics team. And the way that Tina Charles has been playing as of late, and she's making other players around her play better as well. I just don't know how the Mystics can stop her. We'll see what Thibault has in store. He's a great coaching mind. We'll see if he can get this team to play a good enough defense to at least slow it down a little bit. But right now, they're looking like scarier every day. Then you got Seattle at Atlanta. Sue Bird, she's looking like herself again. And Angel McCoughtry, the Dream, they're hoping to snap a losing streak after starting 2-0. They've gone 0-2. But they're still playing some pretty decent basketball. The Storm seem to have found their rhythm, so we'll see how well they do. It's going to be a fun matchup, I think. Then you've got San Antonio at Minnesota. And the Stars are playing well right now. They've been playing pretty well most of the season. I think the Sparks was the only bad game that they played. But we'll see how they do against the defending champs. This will be a good test for them. We've got Connecticut at Chicago. Chennai and the Sun heading to Chicago to take on Ed and the Sky in a primetime showdown. This game is going to air on NBA TV at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Honestly, I like the Sun. They show a lot of effort. They've got some good playmakers on there. Chennai seems to be playing better every game. But unless Ed breaks her leg and just can't walk and isn't able to play, I just don't see any way for them to win this. Prove me wrong. Next, you got Tulsa at Phoenix, and Tulsa still winless on the season, and it's not going to get any easier against Taurasi and Griner. But they are playing well. It's only a matter of times before they start winning. I mean, they've been losing some tough games. They just haven't been able to finish well. It's only a matter of time before the Shock get their shit together and they start putting together some wins and climbing up the board. I still think Tulsa is going to be in the playoffs this year. They just need to get a few things figured out. Then on Saturday, you've got New York at Indiana. Tina Charles and the Liberty going to Indiana. Well, the Fever, they're trying to get back to 500. Both of these teams, they're playing fairly well, but it hasn't equated to a lot of wins. A lot of it is just tough matchups more than their play itself. I think both of them are playing decent basketball right now. So this should be a pretty good show. These are two of the more physical teams in the league. It should be a knockdown, drag-out fight. And apparently that's the only game being played on Saturday. So we'll move on to Sunday. You've got Atlanta at Connecticut. Angel McCoughtry and the Dream, they're trying to take on Shanae and the Sun. And honestly, right now, at this point in the season, everything is so wide open. Both of these teams are looking to climb up a little higher, give themselves a bit of the early season cushion. And this game, I should have been mentioning the times, because like the Saturday game, it's at 7. All the other games on Friday, first one starts at 7. All of these times are Eastern Standard Time. But on Sunday, Atlanta and Connecticut, that first game, it's at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the next game, Los Angeles at Washington, that game begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Washington, they've looked good for stretches of time, but Los Angeles is looking like a powerhouse team right now. They're playing well. They've got the defending MVP, and she's playing out of her mind at the moment, being a great leader for that team, great playmaker. It's hard to see anything other than LA domination, but we'll see what Washington does. And then you got Minnesota at San Antonio. Different dates, same old shit. It's hard to accurately predict how teams will play when they're going consecutive games against each other, and the only thing that's changed is the venue. The first one's in Minnesota on Friday, and now they're in San Antonio on Sunday. So it's hard to predict how this will turn out, especially if you haven't seen the first one. What kind of adjustments will they bring? I really don't know. There's only a few ways this could go. Either San Antonio wins both, Minnesota wins both, or they split. Both teams win their home game, or both teams win the away game. I don't know. Just watch it, okay? And then last but not least, you've got Tulsa at Seattle. It's the battle of the guards. You've got two of the young guns in this league coming up, making names for themselves with Diggins and Sims versus the old-time veteran Sue Bird. I'm not saying she's on her way out the door, but she's been in the league for more than a decade now. It's youth versus experience. We'll see which comes out on top. Honestly, this looks like a good matchup for Tulsa. Could this be their first one of the season? I have no clue. I figured they'd have at least 2 wins by now. Well, that's all that I have for you this week. Tune in on Monday for another all-new edition of WNBA Weekly. And until then, this has been The Fan Perspective. I am your host, Nathan Lyle. Have a happy weekend. Watch as many of these games as you can. I'm not actually going to be able to watch any of them because I work all weekend long. But I'm going to check out every single highlight and do an in-depth analysis.